Good morning, everyone. Hey there, I'm Dr. Srishti Banerjee, working as an assistant professor at LJ Institute of Physiotherapy, Masters of Physiotherapy in Neurology. Our topic for today is Russian and Reeboks type of currents. Now, the first question here arises that why these currents were known as Russian type of currents. There are basically two reasons why they were known as Russian currents. The first one is because Dr. K.M. Knotts have recorded or published these currents firstly in the Russian literature. Secondly, they were used in the Russian Olympic team for the first time for gaining torque production of the muscles. That is why they are known as Russian currents. The Russian currents are a 2.5 kilohertz alternating type of current which are delivered at regular burst interval with a frequency of 50 hertz. Now, what happens here is a Russian current, which is a 2.5 kilohertz current, it is given at a frequency of 50 hertz. That means the 50 hertz frequency per unit time with a 50% burst duty cycle. What is this duty cycle? As you can see, it is an alternating current. See, this is one burst. Then there is an interburst interval. Interburst interval means the current stops at this interburst interval. There is no current given in this interburst interval. That is up to 10 milliseconds, and then again the second burst. Initially, when these currents were first described, they used a duty cycle of 50%. Okay, that means for 50% of the time the currents were on, and for 50% of the time the currents were off. But as the researchers progressed, they got to know that whenever we apply a 10% duty cycle, that means for the 10% of the time the current is off, it provides a better gain in the torque production of a muscle. Now, as I said, that it was first used in the Russian Olympic teams. In addition to their normal conventional training methods, they used this at a frequency of 50 hertz. The burst frequency was 50 hertz with a parameters of 2.5 kilohertz sinusoidal currents. They have found that the muscle strength was gained by a 30 to 40%. Now, although these currents are a medium frequency currents, but the amplitude is modulated at low frequency of 50 hertz. As this, according to its frequency and the type of interruption, it is able to penetrate the motor nerves through the skin. Now, the shape can be sinusoidal, rectangular, or triangular. The parameters it is for the Russian current application is 10 is to 50 is to 10. That means for 10 milliseconds, or for the 10 seconds, the Russian currents are on. There is a rest period of 50 seconds, and again for the 10 seconds, it is on. The entire treatment duration consists of 10 minutes. Okay, so the majorly why these currents were used was it produced muscle contraction but did not let the fatigue set in. Now, there are basically two mechanisms by which this current produces the results. The first is your CNS adaptation. See, this process is known as CNS adaptation or learning. Whenever you provide your central nervous system with any input or any stimuli, it adapts. And whenever this adaptation occurs, when the stimuli is repetitively produced to the central nervous system, when the stimuli is repetitively presented to the central nervous system. So the central nervous system adapts that if the person receives a Russian current at a given parameters, the central nervous system adaptation and learning occurs, which leads to an efferent motor response, that is muscle contraction at a particular torque in response to that stimuli. Secondly, the muscle bulk increased. As we know that, for example, we are lifting weights at a gym. Okay, this weight is an external stimuli. The muscle bulk increases when we lift this weight repetitively because the input was such that it leads to the growth of the muscle. Similarly, whenever this neural input is given to the muscles, or why it is called neural input, because it stimulates your motor nerves. Whenever this input is given, what happens? The muscle fiber grow in size, the volume increases, okay, and the girth and the circumference of the muscle increases. Now, it was found that whenever these currents, whenever they are given, they are able to recruit all the motor units of a particular muscle. This was not possible by voluntary contraction. So by giving this current, we can gain a stronger muscle contraction and a hypertrophy of the muscle. Now, it was the major advantage here was it could cause muscle contraction without pain. Secondly, the application is very simple. It is the electrodes are applied to the belly of the muscle, and the current intensity is tolerable. The current intensity ranges that how much the patient can tolerate. Now, there are protocols, particularly for muscle strengthening. The amplitude should be the amplitude should be such that it causes a tetanic muscle contraction. The pulse rate ranges from 50 to 70 hertz. The duration is 150 to 200 microseconds. Now, for strengthening, it can be given in along with variety of exercises. First, along with isometric exercises at several points throughout the range of motion, along with isokinetic exercises. Okay, the isokinetic exercises where the speed of the movement is same. Okay, then for example, if you have a range of motion restricted at a particular range, the joint range of motion is restricted at a particular range, this currents can be given at that restricted range and we can gain an increasing range of motion. Now, for spasm reduction, again the amplitude remains the same. The pulse rate is again 50 to 70 hertz. The duration is 50 to 175 microseconds, and muscle contraction type is isometric. Now, we have Reeboks type of currents. Why these currents are known as Reeboks type of current? Because they are generated from this device. Now, the components of this device is it has an ammeter which shows the deflection of the current. Then there is this handheld device and a negative electrode. Okay, this has an earphone for a auditory feedback, and this Reeboks device is linked to a computer for the graph. This graph shows that how strong the muscle contraction is. The parameters here is 50 to 250 microseconds rectangular pulses at a frequency of 3000 hertz. Now, uh, under normal circumstances, the whenever the current is given, okay, the current requires a duration of 1 second to rise and give a characteristic deflection at your ammeter, okay, and it produces a particular sound. When there is an abnormality, this time increases to 3 to 4 seconds for rise. Okay, and see one more thing, that this current does not rise in a smooth manner in abnormal muscles. It rises in a stepwise manner. Okay. Now, it has been used in treatment of musculoskeletal pains, recent trauma, and a number of other conditions. The benefit here is that, see, the current that shows the deflection here is because of the movement in the tissue fluids, and we can precisely locate the uh, site of abnormal tissues. Okay, Now, why? Whenever there is edema, which is specifically associated with recent trauma, you will always see that accumulation of ions is there in edematous tissues. So, this current will allow us to locate the abnormal tissue on the basis of ionic movements of the tissues. Okay? Again, I would like to add one point here is this devices can also be used as this device can also be used as a biofeedback, because the patient can see the graph that rises on the computer screen and also can hear, have an auditory feedback, so he can increase the uh, his force of contraction by getting a feedback from the graph as well as the audio. Thank you.